Long ago, vampires and humans hunted each other. Now, however, they live in peace, respecting certain rules. But everything changed when a bloodsucker overstepped the mark and started a war. Hey guys, this is Aryavata, and you are watching Night Teeth. Let's get into it. It's late night. Jay comes to pick up his girlfriend, Maria, from a laundromat. While they're in the car, Jay notices that they're being chased by a Maserati. From Jay's reaction, it seems like he knows that car, and is definitely not happy to see it. In a moment, they both stop, and Jay grabs a gun. The blonde guy in the Maserati is named Victor, a vampire. As soon as the light turns green, Jay hits the pedal and drives away. Jay gets out of the car to find Victor.
I gotta warn my guys. I need you to take the car and go to your brother's. Okay.
And tells Maria to take the car away. Inside a basement, he finds 3 bleeding bodies hanging upside down. In the process, Maria is about to start the car, but suddenly, someone smashes the window. Jay hears the noise, but doesn't find Maria in the car.
Maria!
During class, the main character, named Benny, is sleeping like a baby. Benny is a simple and kind guy who lives with his grandmother and studies economics at the college. In his spare time, he's a beat maker, doing pretty well.
I'm gonna put the heights on the map, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Step 1, finish this track. 2, set up the label. 3, world domination. It's simple.
His grandmother, Abuela, is a sweet granny who loves to cook, especially for Benny. Also, in Benny's room, we find out that he is a fan of skating and Naruto. While he is making a new beat, he hears his brother, Jay, talking to someone on the phone. Jay works as a personal driver for very wealthy people, but he has other things to do today.
Where'd you get that?
Don't worry about it.
What's this thing you gotta do tonight?
I said don't worry about it.
So Benny would like to take his place and work for him, because he needs the money. Initially, Jay is skeptical, but in the end, he decides to give him a chance and gives the keys to his brother. Benny's job is to transport people in a very luxurious black Cadillac Escalade. This car can be started from the outside with only a button. Also, since Benny is working in Jay's stead tonight, he has to tell everyone that he is Jay.
If anyone asks, you're me, got it?
Yeah.
Benny is very excited to drive such a car in such a fancy suit. You can see in his face that he is as happy as a child who just got the toy he wanted for Christmas. In the evening, Benny drives to a mansion to pick up his clients. He is quite nervous. He wants to look very professional. Suddenly, a beautiful red-haired girl comes out of the mansion. Benny confuses her with Zoe Moreau.
Good evening, Miss Moreau.
But the girl's name is Blair. Blair is a close friend of Zoe's.
Miss Moreau is running a little bit late. I'm her friend Blair.
Benny then makes a fool of himself because Blair notices his zipper down.
Oh, shit.
Not to mention, he doesn't know he has to open the car door for her. He doesn't know how to act. You can tell from a mile that this is his first experience as a personal driver. We finally meet Zoe Moreau.
She's gonna be pissed if you don't open the door for her.
Oh, you're right, my bad. Thanks.
A peculiar personality, quite aggressive, but with finesse.
You don't look like a driver.
Benny's job is to take the girls to 5 different destinations until the sun come up. While they are in the car, the girls want to play a game with Benny. They ask him what he would do if he knew that tonight would be his last night. Blair and Zoe are expecting something spectacular, but Benny says he is a pretty chill guy and doesn't have any particular fantasies. At this point, Zoe asks him who he is going to kill, her, Blair, or his grandmother.
New game. Fuck, marry, kill. Me, Blair, your abuela.
Benny wants to sound professional, but finally jokes that he would kill Zoe.
I'd definitely kill you.
Finally, he bites back, and he's not a total dud.
Throughout the ride, Benny is constantly looking at Blair. He really likes her.
Hey, driver, keep your eyes on the road.
They arrive at their first destination, a type of party with masks. Before entering the mansion, the girls take out an amulet with a red stone. Apparently, you can only pass if you have one like that. Meanwhile, Jay is planning how to solve the vampire issue on the same night. Victor has started a war.
Either Victor's dead, or we are.
Let's go put this work in.
The girls aren't back yet, so Benny gets out of the car to get some air. On the ground, he finds the same amulet they have. Soon after, the girls exit the mansion and head to their next destination. They pull into an underground parking lot, and like the first time, Benny has to wait for them. In the process, Benny notices that Zoe has left her phone in the car. He also notices that she has received messages from Victor, in which Victor is asking for Jay. And at that point, it seems strange to Benny because for this night, he is Jay. Shortly thereafter, Benny tries to call Jay, who doesn't answer.
I think there's something weird going on, and just whenever you get a chance, just hit me back, all right?
This seems strange to him, and he begins to peek into Zoe's purse and finds a lot of money with blood stains in the middle of the bag. As he touches and counts the money, he accidentally gets blood on his face and the collar of his shirt. As if that isn't enough, an officer enters the parking lot. Benny doesn't wait too long and gets out of the car and starts running inside where the girls entered. It looks like a hotel. At the entrance, he meets the concierge, who notices that Benny is very agitated, sweaty, and with the blood stain on the collar of his shirt.
Sir, you are sweating.
She is about to call security, but everything changes when she sees the amulet in Benny's hand. The concierge immediately begins to apologize.
Please accept my most sincere apologies, sir.
And Benny tries to pretend that he is really the possessor of the amulet. The concierge escorts Benny to the elevator and tells him to drink responsibly.
And please, drink responsibly.
But she isn't meaning the alcohol. When Benny enters the room, he is petrified when he sees Blair and Zoe sucking blood from the necks of two guys.
This isn't what it looks like.
Zoe, with blood on her mouth, lifts Benny up with two hands and begins to scare him. At this point, Benny confesses that he isn't actually Jay, but his brother. Zoe wants to suck his blood, deeming him useless since he is not Jay.
All right, let's drink the driver.
But Blair manages to persuade her, telling her that Benny will take them to Jay.
I bet he could take us to Jay.
Suddenly, one of the guys wakes up.
That was great.
In fact, this party has been planned, and these two consciously agreed to be food for the vampires.
Hey, what's wrong with him? Max,
Max?
what did you do?
Hey, Max, you okay? Yeah, man, I'm fine.
They are being paid to feed the vampires with their blood, but Zoe had gotten a little too loose and killed one of them. She doesn't think twice and tells Blair to finish off the second guy.
Come on, Blair, finish your drink. We're running behind schedule.
In the meantime, Benny begins to run outside. As soon as he arrives outside, he is stopped by the officer he ran away from earlier. Benny desperately tells him what happened, but the officer doesn't seem surprised at all. In fact, he wants to arrest him and take him away, but is interrupted by the two girls who have finished dinner.
I won't say nothing. The trunk. I won't say anything.
Excuse me, Officer Anderson?
The girls and the officer seem to know each other. In fact, he knows they are vampires. After a short discussion, the officer lets Benny free.
Go turn the car around.
He tries to text someone, but Zoe notices him and breaks his phone.
No more funny games.
Meanwhile, Victor, in his very luxurious mansion, is drinking fresh blood. In the basement of the house, he has people from whom blood is being extracted. They are tied up and asleep inside the glass boxes. After a taste of blood, Victor leaves in his Maserati to pay a visit to some special people. In the meantime, Benny is in the car with the two girls and tries one more time to escape. He unbuckles his belt and gets out of the car, but is surprised by Zoe, who is practically teleported in front of him.
Back in the car, driver.
Back to Victor. He comes to visit Grace and Eva, two very powerful vampires in the city. In fact, Victor works for them. The girls, Grace and Eva, work with Martin, another boss in LA. The girls know that Victor crossed the line of Boyle Heights and killed Maria, Jay's girlfriend. At this point, the girls must decide how to punish Victor, because he has broken a peace pact that lasted for years. Grace tells Victor that he will be banned from the town for a long time, but the girls don't expect Victor to say that he isn't going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
After that, he uncovers his plan to take over all of LA. Eva tries to call security right away, but they don't know that the guard has already been killed by Victor. They are breathless when Victor pulls out the man's ear. Goddamn, he's like Mike Tyson. At this point, no one can save them, and they are both killed by Victor. In the meantime, Benny and the girls have stopped at a market. Zoe went out to buy something. In the car, Benny is very agitated, and Blair tries to calm him down.
You want me to calm down?
I need you to calm down.
I'm calm.
Oh, you're calm?
I'm calm, yeah.
This is you calm?
This is me calm.
Really?
Yeah.
She reveals to him that vampires and humans live together in this town, following certain rules. Also, she tells him that Zoe is Victor's girlfriend. Blair and Zoe manage the money from different businesses and blood clubs.
She and I manage money at the different businesses and blood clubs.
Victor, having a thirst for power, had been planning this night for a long time. He wants to kill all the 5 leaders of the city to take absolute power of the city. Blair also tells him that Jay, Benny's brother, runs the Boyle Heights territory, and Victor wants to use him to turn him against the city leaders. That's why Victor had killed Maria, to provoke Jay. But the plan had changed, as Benny showed up in Jay's place. So Benny has to take the girls to his brother. There is a spark between Benny and Blair. The two are getting closer. In the meantime, Jay has regrouped his gang to hunt vampires. They arrive at the mansion of an LA boss named Gio. Gio tells Jay that Blair and Zoe came to his party and made this killing. Plus, they sucked pretty much all of his blood, so he urgently needs a drink. After revealing that Blair and Zoe were heading to the Three Kings...
Where were they going?
I'll tell you if you give me some blood.
You gotta tell me what they said first.
Three Kings.
A popular club in LA. He is finished off by gunshots. Blair, Zoe, and Benny head to the Three Kings Club, and the girls want Benny to come with them so he doesn't run away. Before entering the club, Benny is recognized by his college friends.
Benny?
They stop Benny to use him so they can get in.
Do you think you could help us out?
Then they start making fun of him for being a driver.
Look at it. Looks like a butler or something.
Blair can't stand them and decides to improve the status of the guy in the eyes of his friends. She grabs Benny and starts kissing him.
Benny has his hands full tonight. Maybe find someone else to reach on to. Do us a favor? Send the Gen Z off to the back of the line.
Back of the line, let's go.
Wait, no.
Meanwhile, Jay and his crew have already arrived at the club and are looking for the 2 girls Gio mentioned. Inside the club, Blair and Zoe meet Caleb, a vampire hunter.
Good evening, ladies.
Who are you? Where's Big Lou?
Big Lou is no longer with us.
Caleb is not alone, and within seconds, the girls are surrounded by a group of men. When they are about to kill them, Benny threw the bottle of champagne over Caleb's head, and everyone gets distracted. At that moment, the girls are able to liberate themselves thanks to Benny's impulsive move. As they are about to leave the club, Jay sees Benny and recognizes him. As he is about to follow him, he is stopped by one of the staff.
You know you're not allowed to be here.
And Jay, in a rage, takes the knife and stabs him in the heart. After that, the vampire falls to the ground and begins to burn. As the girls and Benny are about to get into the car, vampire hunters starts hitting them with crossbows.
Shit.
They immediately get into the car, and Benny drives off, and Zoe, as if there are no danger, sticks her head out the window and starts howling. Benny decides to help Blair and Zoe escape and lets them hide at his house. Benny's grandmother is scared to death.
Can you please put the bat down?
And wants explanations right away. Benny has never brought a girl home before, let alone 2. In the meantime, Jay and his friends are stopped by the officer working for Victor. He tells Jay that Victor would like to talk to him at the Rosso Puro restaurant. At Benny's house, Zoe is talking to Victor on the phone, and he tells her that there is only one boss left to kill.
And then we can hit Venice tomorrow.
We need to clear Venice tonight. Rocco is too unpredictable.
If we mess this up, there will be no tomorrow.
Throughout the night, Benny and Blair begin to like each other more and more. Blair, with her stunning charm, and Benny, with his simplicity, gives Blair a melancholic feeling. You see, Blair used to be a human being and lived a normal life, but she was transformed by Zoe. Sometimes she misses being human again. The time has come to leave for the next destination.
We need to leave.
And Blair doesn't want Benny to come, so as to not put him in danger, but he decides to go with them anyway.
Hey, I'm coming with you.
Meanwhile, Jay has arrived at the restaurant and meets Victor. Victor needs to make his last move and wants to waste Jay's time. While Victor is talking to him, Jay pierces Victor's head with a gunshot and is about to stab him in the heart with the knife. But Victor stops his hand and starts to regenerate his head. After that, he reveals to him that he killed Maria and cooked her meat. Exactly the meat he is eating. Benny and the girls arrive at Rocco's bar. A crazy guy, Rocco is confused that the three arrived unannounced and he looks scared, but he is just freaked out. Zoe wants to talk to him, so Benny and Blair have gone outside. After Rocco and Zoe have a drink, Zoe pulls out a knife. In the meantime, outside, it gets exciting because Benny and Blair start to tell about their past. After that, they start kissing passionately. Inside the bar, however, Rocco realizes that Zoe is there to kill him, and when she tries to hit him, Rocco manages to stop her.
I have to tell you something.
What happened?
Your brother, Victor, has him.
After that, Blair and Zoe start to fight against Rocco's friends. Meanwhile, Benny has climbed into the car and helps the girls by hitting one of the vampire hunters with the car. The night is over. Blair and Zoe reach their targets, but Zoe has been injured and needs blood. Benny leaves the girls at the last place on their list and discovers that the house belongs to Victor. Blair urges him to leave, but Benny refuses to abandon his brother who is inside the house.
Take the car and run.
Okay, then he has Jay, so I'm not going anywhere.
Benny finds several human prisoners held by Victor as blood bags to feed on, including Jay, and Benny is captured by Victor while trying to free him. Victor and Zoe then threaten to kill him.
Hey, don't you fucking touch him! What are you doing? He saved us tonight.
Zoe realizes that she has feelings for Benny. Victor hands Zoe a knife, and she, in a rage, punches Blair in the stomach. In retaliation, Benny remotely activates his brother's car, breaking a window and exposing sunlight that kills Zoe. Victor then attacks Benny, using Jay as bait, and manages to bite Benny before Jay confronts him in the sunlight, killing him. Benny soon turns into a vampire, and the brothers part ways after Jay decides to begin training as a professional vampire hunter, and tells Benny that he expects him to fight by his side when the city descends into chaos. Later that night, Benny meets Blair for a night of blood drinking.
Yeah, I gotta go, but I'll see y'all later, yeah?
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then check another videos by clicking on this pictures.